The oath of office, a binding instrument. What is an oath? An oath is any form of attestation by which a person signifies that he is bound in conscience to perform an act faithfully and truthfully, an affirmation of truth of a statement, which renders one willfully asserting untrue statements punishable for perjury. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. It is a solemn affirmation or declaration made with an appeal to God for the truth of what is affirmed. A false oath is called perjury. That's from the American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828. It's all in the details. Attestation means testimony, witness, a solemn or official declaration, verbal or written, in support of a fact. Evidence. Attest means to bear witness to certify, to affirm to be true or genuine. Bound means a limit by which any excursion is restrained, to limit, to terminate, to fix the furthest point of extension, to restrain or confine. That's from the American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828. The contract. A contract is an agreement between two or more persons which creates an obligation to do or not to do a particular thing. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. All elected officials are required to take an oath of office which binds them to perform their duties truthfully and restricts their actions to adhere to what is outlined in the constitutions and laws of their state. It is a contract between we the people and our elected trustees, servants. A breach of contract occurs when there is failure without legal excuse to perform any promise which forms the whole or part of a contract. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. Maxims of Law. Maxims of law are principles of law universally admitted as being a correct statement of the law or as agreeable to reason. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. Maxims of Law by Charles Wiseman. 84a. There is no stronger link or bond between men than an oath. 84c. Punishment is due if the words of an oath be false. 84d. An oath is indivisible. It is not to be held partly true and partly false. The Presidential Oath of Office. This is from Article 2, Section 1, Clause 8 of the U.S. Constitution. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Federal Oath of Office for Congress and the Judicial Branches. It says, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter, so help me God. State Oath of Office example. All elected and appointed officers, before they enter upon the duties of their offices, shall take the following oath or affirmation. I, and then their name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of, they say their job, of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God. This is an example. Many of the states, the wording will be very similar to this, and you can find your state oath of office online. Definition of defend. It means to protect, to shield, to make a stand for, or uphold by force or argument, to vindicate, to maintain or keep secure, to guarantee, to agree to indemnify. That's from Black's Law, 5th edition. It also means to secure against attacks or evil, to fortify against danger or violence, to set obstacles to the approach of anything that can annoy. That's from the American Dictionary of the English Language, 1828. In summary, all elected officials are required to recite an oath of office before entering into their duties. They are bound by a contract to fulfill these duties. The oath of office is a testimony, an official declaration, both verbal and written in evidence, which is affirmed to be true, defining the fixed furthest point of operational extensions being the boundaries outlined within the constitutions. The oath carries with it requirements to uphold, defend, preserve, and protect the constitutions and all that is within them. False oaths are perjury. Thomas Jefferson said, "The policy of the American government is to leave its citizens free, neither restraining them nor aiding them in their pursuits." John Adams said, "There is danger from all men. The only maxim of a free government ought to be to trust no man living with power to endanger the public liberty." James Madison said, "We may define a republic to be a government which derives all its powers directly or indirectly from the great body of the people, and is administered by persons holding their offices during pleasure for a limited period or during good behavior." Final thoughts. Do you believe that our elected officials in the federal, state, and county levels have upheld, defended, and protected your constitutional rights over the last 2 years? Have they conducted themselves within the boundaries outlined in the federal and state constitutions? Were you left to live free and unrestrained by government? If not, that is a breach of contract. If you have a contract with someone that does not fulfill their obligations, do you sit back and do nothing? Elected officials made a vow to you. You are responsible to hold them accountable. Numbers chapter 30, verse 2 says, "If a man makes a vow to the Lord, or takes an oath to bind himself with a binding obligation, he shall not violate his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth." That's a quote from the Bible. If you would like to learn more, please subscribe to the YouTube channel Truth Tornado and click the bell for further uploaded videos. Thank you for listening to this presentation.